So a few months ago, my soon-to-be ex-wife posted about 20% of our story in here and some very worthless advice was given to her. I just wanted people to see the outcome of her actions. Edit, I didn't mean for this to sound like I was passing off the blame to read it. This post is just me venting. The only advice I'm asking for is at bottom of post. Try to stop focusing on the minute things and look at the bigger picture. I don't have any other options because my wife refuses to try marriage counseling and/or therapy. My wife and I struggled for almost 3 years to get on our feet, and partly due to the fact I can't get a decent job and moved around from job to job chasing the higher pay, and partially due to the fact that my wife was going through the green card process for over a year and couldn't work, so it was whatever crap check I could bring in every week and whatever money she could make online. And then when my wife got her green card, she refused to apply for standard beginner jobs to help us out because she felt we would just get caught in the trap of working crap jobs and never progressing. So she got a temp job that helped out for a few months while I was driving Uber and clearing around $500 a week after car expense. We didn't save much money then because we were away from home 12 minutes 15 hours a day due to the 3 minutes 5-hour commute in Nova, Washington, D.C. area. So we spent a lot on food. We ate out a lot and enjoyed ourselves every chance we got. We had MovaPass allowed us to go to the movies like 3 times a week for only $11 a month or something at the time. We went out to Dave and Buster's and had game nights and would go for walks in DC and explore the museums and such. Her temp job ended, and shortly after that Uber did a 1-year anniversary background check and apparently had changed their policy and said I couldn't drive for them anymore because of the trouble I got into about 10 years prior. I vandalized some vending machines when I was 18 and got felonies, so screwed for life for that one teenage mistake. So we had to turn in the car rental we had been using for over a year. I begged Natalia to just go right across the street and fill out an app at CVS or anywhere to help us financially, and she still refused. I probably should have pressed her. But me being me wanted her to be happy even if that meant we struggled. She's got to see that if she doesn't get a job, we're going to struggle. I started hitting the job post and was getting pretty desperate. Keep in mind that we had no car and I couldn't exactly go apply at CVS. I think I went a week or 2 without work before I got a lead on a really good job that ended up making me wait another 2 weeks to start, but it was worth it. Got a company car, some meals and lodging paid for, and all the hours I can work building greenhouses, and my wife got to come with and even worked a little to help us save money because she wanted to go see her parents. She hadn't got to see in over a year because of the green card process, so we worked for about 4 months. And in those 4 months, I had maybe 3 weekends off. It was 6 a.m. till 7 p.m., 7 days a week for 3 minutes 6 weeks at a time. We got caught up on our bills. I got some dental work that was needed and we saved $6,000 cash for our vacation. We went on our month-long vacation to Argentina because unhappy struggling people can do this. And when it was time to come back, I suggested that my wife stay and spend a little more time with her parents, since when she came back, she would need to get a job so we could start saving to get a house and all the other stuff married couples are supposed to do. She was very happy about it, and so I came back to the US expecting to work straight through the next 2-ish months till she came home. But when I got back, I was told there was no until February 2nd minus 3 months away, so I went back to Florida where we moved from for the initial Uber job. After about a month, my wife called and tells me she may have a job lined up in Chicago and is wondering if I think she should take it. I told her my concerns. 1. It's more expensive than anywhere we've discussed living. 2. It's a broke state. 3. It's cold like 9 months out of the year, etc. But I agreed because I could tell she really wanted the job. It would be her dream career job. So she flies to Chicago from Argentina for the interview and then comes to Florida to spend a couple weeks with me, but I just end up working the whole time and barely got to see her. Well, she got the job. She then leaves me and goes to stay with her parents who are visiting friends in Miami. I drive down to see her on a week, and we spend the 2 days and the night together. On the second day I leave. Little did I know this would be the last time I would see my wife. I was supposed to help her go up to Chicago and get situated in our new apartment, but her parents jumped in and I got pushed to the back burner. The plan was for me to stay and save for car and then come join her up there. Now we had discussed what job avenue I was going to pursue, and we had agreed on a few different solutions we believed would be a good fit for me, and we had all this planned out. So the day came and I called her to tell her we had the money for the down payment on a new car and that I could finally come join her. At this point, I had maybe spent 2 months out of the last 6 months with my wife, so I was missing her pretty bad when I told her that. She told me she wasn't sure that was what she wanted or whatever she said at the time, then proceeded to tell me that it was for this or that, nothing that justifies a divorce. She wants time to think about what she wants. So at this point in my head, over the course of the next week while waiting for my wife to tell me she doesn't want to be with me, I'm trying to figure out what the hell I did. She continues to use lines like, "It's me and not you. It wouldn't be fair for me to ask you to change. I can't help how I feel," etc., etc. A week later, she confirms that she doesn't want to be married and she wants a so. At this point, I'm starting to feel a little used. Let's look at how it looks. I busted my ass for almost 3 years to make sure every need and want that I could fulfill was fulfilled. I about worked myself to death to save $6,000 in 2 months to take her to Argentina to see her parent. She lands her dream career job in a city across the from. And when I tell her we're ready to buy a new car so I can go join her, she tells me that she doesn't want me there and wants a divorce. So at point, I find a post on Reddit that had been deleted by her simply by doing a Google search. Pro tip: if you put it on the internet, it will always be there somewhere. You just have to find it. And in this post, she proceeded to only give 20% of the story. She told them that while I was a good guy and treated her perfectly, she just felt that because I was a felon, I was going to hold her back in life, and how she had just got this new career job and yada, yada. Just enough to get people on her side to help her justify in her head that what she's doing is right. Well, judging from how the article was written, it feels to me that she thought she could stay and work her dream job after using me to climb there. And that's basically what some of the worthless people on Reddit told her to do. Look after yourself, etc., etc. What kind of person tells someone's wife to just leave without trying to fix the problem, especially when you know you don't have the whole story? So now that the whole story is out there, no, she will not keep her job. She has stipulations on the marriage-based green card to prove it wasn't a fraudulent wedding. Well, at this point, it's a pretty straightforward case. So not only will she not have her dream career job anymore, but now she may have to spend any money able to save on a lawyer, so hopefully she doesn't go to jail for green card fraud. And then she'll have to go back to the third worst economy in the world. But I'm gonna hold her back in life. By the way, before we even met in person, she was told everything about my past, so there was nothing hidden. So since I need to ask for advice, where should I travel in the world first now that my monthly bills went from $2,500 plus to just $600 a month? Is there any way to save my marriage after I cheated? Me, 30 female, and my husband, 36 male, have been married for 5 years, and he's a really good guy, very attractive, smart and educated, has a good job. The sex is insanely great, and I know he's crazy about me. I really love him and he's my best friend indeed. I've cheated on him years ago twice with 2 different guys. He knows about it. It hurt him a lot, and I felt like the worst person in the world for doing this. I was really sorry. We worked things out, and we were good for the past few years. The thing is, I often think about other guys, and I was really trying my best to faithful to him. I failed, and I cheated again just recently. The blame is on me. The other guy didn't even know I'm married. I can't lie about what I'm feeling, and it felt really great in the moment, but then all I feel right now is an awful regret. My husband often says that he loves me, and he does absolutely everything possible to make me happy. I don't know what's wrong with me, but even though I love being monogamous is really hard, I don't even know why I cheat. My husband is way better in bed than all those 3 guys I cheated on him with, and he's also very loving and gives me all the attention needed and ask for. I don't have major problems related to him. All those 3 times I cheated happened in the heat of the moment, and I wasn't thinking straight. I know it's not an excuse, though, but it is true. And no, my husband is not open-minded to the point of agreeing on an open marriage. I had a conversation with my husband about what I did. It didn't go very well. He thinks I might be a sex addict or something like this, and he told me to look for help. He's hurt and angry at me, but he says he doesn't want a divorce and that we can work through this again, and he just needs some time. He's staying with his parents for now, around 2 hours away from where we live, and he's been very distant. We still talk every day, but it's not like it was before. He asked how am I doing if I need anything, but it's not like a real conversation. I hadn't seen him in days, and he came back home last Saturday. I thought it was at least a start, but he only wanted sex from me and went back to his parents' house again. On top of that, there's the fact that I might be pregnant. I don't know for sure if I am or not, so I haven't told him. If I am, it's my husband's because of the timing and also because I've used protection with all the other guys, but I never use condoms with my husband, and every now and then I mess up the birth control pill hours. He really wanted to have kids. It will be our first child, and this would be good news before I screw things up for the 3rd time. Is there any way to save my marriage at this point? Is there anything I can do to make it up to him? I originally posted this on other sub, but then someone told me to post year update. He came back home today. We talked about everything. We cried together. We sorted things out. We made love. I'm starting therapy next week. At least for